All right, let's just get into it. This is the big one. The question you've probably argued about 100 times around a campfire or at the local gun counter. It's the what-if scenario. If you had to pick one rifle caliber, just one, to hunt everything this country has to offer. I'm talking about handling a whitetail in the thick woods of the East, all the way to stretching out for a long shot on an elk in the Rockies. And you know, maybe you wanted to have enough juice left in the tank for bear country, just in case. This one round would have to be dead-on accurate. It would need to hit hard, and maybe most important, you'd have to be able to find ammo for it without needing a map and a secret handshake. If someone said, one rifle for the rest of your life, this is the caliber that better be in the running. So, we're going to count down my top 5 picks. We'll look at what they're good at and where they come up short. And I'll tell you right now, my number 1 pick for the ultimate all-around American hunting caliber? It just might not be the one you're expecting. Let's get started. Number 5. The 270 Winchester. Kicking off our list is an absolute American icon. This cartridge has been cleanly dropping game since the 1920s. Your grandpa probably had one, and for good reason. We're talking about the 270 Winchester. So, what is it? It's a 277-inch bullet. You're usually looking at loads between 130 and 150 grains. For decades, this thing was the gold standard for a fast, flat-shooting round. It's basically a .30-06 case that's been necked down to hold that smaller, faster, more aerodynamic bullet. The result is pure performance. You take a standard 130 grain load and you're easily getting velocities right around 3,000 feet per second. But what does that actually mean for you, the hunter? It means less guesswork. It means you don't have to hold the crosshairs way over an animal's back on those longer shots. This is the cartridge that was born for open country. When you need to take a deer or an antelope out at 3 or even 400 yards, the 270 just delivers. Now, recoil. It's a solid push. It's not one of those sharp, painful cracks. It's something pretty much any shooter can learn to handle well, which is exactly why it's been the first real hunting rifle for so many kids over the years. Every big name, Winchester, Remington, Ruger, they've all made legendary rifles for this round. But let's be real. Is this what I'd grab if I was heading to Alaska for a moose or a big grizzly? Absolutely not. It's just not in that weight class. But for the huge majority of hunting that happens in North America, the 270 Winchester is proven, it's decisive, and it still hits with authority. Number 4. The 7mm Remington Magnum. Next up, we're stepping on the gas. We are moving into Magnum country. This is the 7mm Remington Magnum. This round has been the king of the wide-open spaces since the 1960s. It sends a 2,084-inch bullet downrange, usually in that 1,040 to 1,075 grain sweet spot. This cartridge is famous for 2 things: incredible long-range performance and hitting like a hammer when it gets there. With muzzle velocities pushing well past 3,000 feet per second, this is the heavy medicine you want for big mule deer, elk, or even moose across those vast western landscapes. The 7mm Rem Mag shoots even flatter than the 270. It's a master of those shots that go past 400 yards. When you have to reach across a canyon and deliver a serious amount of energy, this is the tool you want in your hands. But you don't get something for nothing. The downside is recoil. You are absolutely going to feel it. It is a major step up from the 270, and it can be a real handful if you're not used to Magnum recoil. Ammunition is also going to cost you more, and it's just not as common on store shelves as some of the others on this list. For that dedicated Western hunter, though, the guy who needs to cheat the wind and defy gravity, the raw long-range power of the 7mm Rem Mag keeps it right at the top of the list. Number 3. The 300 Winchester Magnum. All right, at number 3, we are bringing out the heavy hitters. This is the 300 Winchester Magnum. When you start talking about raw, unfiltered knockdown power for big, tough animals, the conversation pretty much begins and ends right here. We're talking 1,065 grains all the way up to 200 grains or even more, and it sends them screaming out of the barrel. This is the preferred choice for guides and serious hunters who are specifically after the largest game in North America. We're talking elk. We're talking moose. We are talking big bears. It delivers a massive energy payload, and it holds on to that energy way out there, 500 yards and beyond. That classic belted Magnum case is built for one thing: maximum performance. But all that power has a price. The recoil is stout. Let's just be honest. This is not a cartridge for a new shooter or anyone who's sensitive to recoil. Ammo is expensive, and if you're just hunting whitetails in the backwoods, it is way more gun than you need. It's like using a sledgehammer to hang a picture frame. But if your goal is to own one rifle that you can confidently and ethically use on anything that walks on this continent, the .300 Winchester Magnum is one of the best answers you're ever going to find. Number 2. The .308 Winchester. Coming in at our number 2 spot is the king of efficiency and versatility, the .308 Winchester. This cartridge has been a global standard for military use and hunting since the 50s, and there's a very good reason for that. It fires that same 308-inch bullet as the big .300 Win Mag, but it does it in a much smaller, more efficient package. You're typically running 150 to 180 grain bullets. The .308 is so loved because it strikes a perfect balance. It has very effective power. It's known for being incredibly accurate right out of the box, and it has very, very manageable recoil. Frankly, it's a joy to shoot at the range. This is an ideal round for deer, for wild hogs, for black bear, and yes, even for elk inside of 300 yards. And because it's also a NATO standard round, ammunition is everywhere. It's some of the most affordable and available centerfire ammo you can buy. You can find a rifle in .308 from basically every company on the planet. Bolt actions, semi-autos, you name it. That lower recoil also means you can make faster, more accurate follow-up shots if you ever have to. Now look, it doesn't have the long-range legs of a 7mm Magnum, and it doesn't have the brute force of a .300 Win Mag. But for 90%, maybe even 95% of the hunting that most of us actually do, its reliability, its affordability, and its flawless performance in the field make the .308 Winchester one of the greatest hunting cartridges ever made. Number 1. The .30-06 Springfield. And at number 1, the top all-around hunting caliber you will ever need in America is the undisputed, reigning, and still defending champion, the .30-06 Springfield. Look, this is more than just a cartridge. It was introduced way back in 1906. This is a piece of American history. It served with our troops through 2 world wars, and it has almost certainly taken more North American game than any other cartridge in existence. Period. Here's the magic of it. It fires that same 308-inch bullet as the .308 Winchester. It uses the same popular bullet weights, 150 to 180 grains, but it uses a larger case, which means more powder. And that extra bit of powder pushes those same bullets about 100 to 200 feet per second faster than the .308. So what does that get you? It gives you just a little bit more of everything. A flatter trajectory, more energy when the bullet arrives on target. The .30-06 can, and has, ethically taken every single game animal in North America. Deer, elk, moose, bear, you name it, the .06 has done it. But its true genius is its incredible, unmatched versatility. Because this round has been with us for over a century, the variety of factory ammunition is just staggering. You can find light, fast loads for varmints, standard loads for deer, and you can find heavy, deep-penetrating bonded bullets for the biggest and toughest animals. The recoil? It's noticeable. You know you're shooting a real rifle, but it is absolutely manageable for most people. It's the perfect middle ground, right between the softer-shooting .308 and the heavy-thumping Magnums. For one all-around, do-it-all, bet-your-hunt-on-it caliber that has been proven in every field and every mountain range on this continent for over 100 years, the .30-06 Springfield is still the king. So that's our list. 5 cartridges that have absolutely earned their reputations the hard way. out in the field. Now, I know what you're thinking. I can already hear the keyboards clacking. What about the 6.5 Creedmoor? You forgot the PRCs. And you know what? Those are great arguments to have. So I really want to hear from you. Get down in those comments and let me know what your go-to caliber is and tell me why you trust it. If you found this breakdown useful and got something out of it, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe to the channel for more just like this.